Oh, there's a lovely boat going up the ocean there. Hello everyone. Hope everyone is wonderful. I'm doing catch up, isn't it that time of year? You know, you almost cry, things are growing. Suddenly they're growing beyond, and trying to keep caught up. Wow, here I go again. Anywho, I've said I was going to finish off this garlic so many times to myself, and probably on video, that it's ridiculous. So I'm running out of time. I have to go away for a week. And I have done a large amount of them, but I have to finish the rest and haul them inside. So that's what I'm going to do. Then I have to, again, I'm leaving on Saturday, so I'll see what I've been harvesting heavily and eating. My goodness, it's been great. I don't think I've been storing as much as I normally do because we've been eating it. So, going to look at the garden and see what I can get to make sure that I can catch up as much as I can before being away for a week, you know. How have the pests been in your garden? Oh my goodness. Mice. And it is a mouse. At one point I thought they would they've wiped out my bees, they've annihilated. So it's a mouse, I've seen him. It's not a rat. And he actually couldn't care less if I'm out there in broad daylight. And loves beets. Every single beet in my garden. So there somewhere is a mouse right now with a very lovely, lush, thick, chubby mouse with a purple coat. He's eaten so many beets. But what pests have you had? There's always something. This has just been I've never had a mouse eat beets before. It's absolutely crazy. So I will buy from the local farmer, and that's a good thing. Support local, because I'm just not going to have, I've pulled 3 beets myself so far, and I just gave up now. They love them so much, I'm figuring if the beets I remove, they are going to start eating my carrots, my squash, so they can have them. That's what it is. I've had a good year though this year with the sow bugs, or whatever you might call them, wood lice, I think some of you. They're called carpenters here. Pill bugs. It's not been as bad. They're everywhere. My goodness, they're everywhere, but they've not been attacking my veg as normal. What else has been going on? What else is getting in my garden? Slugs have been really good. We've had such dry weather, that's what it is. So this has not been a bad year for slugs for me, which can be really bad some years. But that's a great thing. I've got some, as you say, I've harvested a lot. My peas are through. I'll show you around if I have time here. My peas have done their thing. All that's left now is those that are going to dry for me for next year. The ones I planted were from last year's saved seed. Broad beans. Yeah, I'm able to give away a bit at this time of year because they come on fast and furious. Give away some potatoes, give away some garlic. Able to share, that's always nice. But my broad beans are winding down. What I have in my beds out front are certainly done. All that's left is the few that I'm going to leave for seed. This year was the first time I used my own seed. I also used bought seed, but I used my own seed, and they came up perfect. I put them out very early, and they came out very early. So I'm going to do that again. I've saved a lot of seed this year. I'm quite pleased with myself. Getting better at that. One of my goals, we always have goals as gardeners, and seed saving is getting better for me. Let's just say that. I'm not 100% over the moon about, like, I don't have to have all seeds saved, but it's a goal. Yeah. For those you like, there's no sense wasting them. Oh, leeks. Had some troubles with leeks. The heat. My leeks normally grow on their own. Never have to look at them. lovely, easy vegetable to grow. And they have, in fact, done just fine. But we had weeks and weeks of dry weather. I mentioned in a previous video that many people who have dug wells, they've run dry. It's been that odd. And Newfoundland is known for its rainfall. In fact, I don't know, we're one of the rainiest and the foggiest cities is St. John's. But my leeks, 5 leeks, were bolting on me. So I pulled them, of course, and ate them. Had 2 beautiful leek and potato soups, because I pulled my potatoes. I planted a lot of potatoes, and purposely eat them as I go. My new potatoes were, and are still, just lovely. So it's all good. But it's strange to have a leek go to seed here. 5! Very, very odd. Other than that, it's kind of garden as usual. Some spottier areas. Had some, nothing bad though. They're all filling in. I mean, I do that on purpose too, because I intense plant. So as things grow and I pull out, I've been pulling out a lot though. Trying not to let things go overgrown, because about lettuce I can never keep over. And that's been helpful. So now the garden has lots of great holes for the other veg to come up through. And yeah, that's about it for what's going on. I have yet to pack for my trip, and it's something I really need to do. And it's not just a, going up the road kind of trip where I can just throw in anything. So I got to think about it. I got to go through my cupboards, my closets, see what shoes I want to match up, all those fun things that I don't normally care about too much. I work in a facility where I can dress as jeans and sweatshirts, for that matter. So I'm going to get on with this. I will eat at some point. I did just get home from work, actually. I'll get on with the garlic. I'll bring you back and show you, I guess, the finished, what I've got left. This garlic, by the way, is porcelain music garlic. Grows very well for me. It's my preferred. It's the only one I grow now. I got 160 heads. I've mentioned this all before. And they were all from my cloves from last year. So and I still have garlic from last year that I'm finishing off. So, and I've given away a lot. So, fully sustainable in my garlic. And was in my onions also. Very pleased with that. Actually, was in a lot of things. From my storage in the freezer. Did really well with peas and broad beans and greens, and I pickled my beets. I had beets that I just ate last weekend. I think I took a picture of it. Yeah, I may have a picture to show you. That I just took last weekend. They were in my crisper, in a bag. Lasted an entire year. So that was pretty cool too. That's the fun stuff. Just trying to see if you can get from season to season with your produce. And we just really, there's no needs of grocery store for veg. Pretty much most of the year. Okay. By the way, if you live in a warmer climate, I've seen Paul from Richard and Paul, his music didn't grow that well. This is meant for my climate, the porcelain music. Any hardneck is good for cold climates. Great stores completely year to year, as I say. I planted this probably early November or late October, not 100% sure, depending on how cold the weather starts getting. I get out there before I can't get my hands in the dirt at all. And another vegetable which is just amazing, grows on its own. I don't water the bed that I have it in up there, and use it extensively. Like garlic as a flavoring in so much of my cooking. So great resource, and of course it's divine when you grow your own. The smells, I just love garlic. My onions aren't doing as well this year. I am still rambling on, I'm sorry. My onions aren't doing as well because of the lack of rain and my ignoring them and lack of watering. But they're healthy enough. They're just not of any size. What odds? Not worried about it. Not worried about it at all. We get what we get. We'd be happy with it. We plan our meals around what we do get. I've very much learned and still having great fun using broad beans in as many ways as I can because they do have a unique flavor. And having lots of fun with that. So I dried these for 3 weeks. And then I'm just cleaning them up. I don't touch them until this stage. And you just want to clean up. You want to make sure you don't have any mold anywhere. You want to make sure, look at the size of this baby. It's lovely. Ooh, just... I have a lot of big ones. I've given a lot of big ones away because you can't just always keep planting your largest heads because it gets a bit ridiculous. So last year I did a good mix of small, not heads, but small cloves versus larger cloves. Mine were just getting too big, too ridiculous. It doesn't say there's no difference. It's just for cooking. So I did a mix. Worked out well. Here's all my garlic. I will still yet nicely bunch them together and then store them properly, but right now I don't have time. I'm actually already at my destination. I'm in Ontario, so these were shoved into the storage closet. Alright, I'm just running out. The sun is really setting now. Going away, it's getting dark. I don't even know if you can see these. Okay, here's the bed. Let's just go through what we've got going on. Oh goodness. We have parsnips. I've been eating parsnips actually. We've needed them for meals. I just pull them. They weren't huge, but they were just perfect and really tasty. There's my combination. Which peas are these? Purple peas and the green peas, I think, in here. And they're in, so now these are the ones for seed saving that I'm just leaving on. Lovely pea. My sister gave me those, I don't know, but 3 years ago or something. And I just keep going. In broad beans, you can see they're looking over the hill, but that's what these are. These are, there are beans in there, and they're for seed saving. Just kale, lettuce, it's all bolting. Brussels sprouts, parsnips. I did, a few brassicas survived the mice. I have already cut a broccoli head. Didn't show that, but I do. Pulling a lot of carrots now. I'm just so afraid that they're going to get munched up by other things. So carrots mixed in between. I figure, I've never saved lettuce seed, but since these ones have gone out of my control, that's what we'll do. Starting to get some squash. Praying that, I don't know what this is by the way, but praying they'll survive. Oh look, another one! What's with the leeks here? Wow, beautiful leek. So I will pull that. Actually, I'm not going to have time to eat that one, so I'm going to chop it up and store it in the freezer. Here's what is driving me bananas. So this is the mouse. Having a ball. Every single beat. And I come to the garden and I just see these dead leaves like this, and you know that they've gotten it. So I just pull them all. He's gotten everything. Every beet I've had. So that's that. No sense crying, is there? Okay, more peas. Did really well. I've got an enormous amount of peas, and I'm grateful for those. And I still have a few. I was very careful in using them last year, and I shouldn't have been, because I now have a little bit from last year, so I'll use those up right away. I don't know if there's squash. Oh yes, I do. There's one right there. Wow. I normally hand pollinate. There's one that didn't make it, by the way. And hadn't been able to do that, mostly because I've run out in the mornings and stuff, but the rain and the flowers are gone, and so on and so forth. So there are things in here, whether I can show you. I think that's parsley. But there's celery everywhere. There's a brassica. I think that's cauliflower. There's tomatoes coming on. They should be great when I get back. There's a pepper in there. There's a pepper way down in there. I've left him. He's getting to be a nice size. Brussels sprouts. Jeez, I said I cleaned everything out, but it's not that great yet, is it? I'm working on it. I have culled. You wouldn't believe how much we've been eating. Oh, there's a wee broccoli coming too. Good. And I'm hoping that I'll get some success with my squash, even though they're on their own. On their own. I feel really bad about that, actually. But I'm having a better year with them. I think the heat has helped. Parsnips intermixed. Leek. Are you going to seed? No. Okay. Doesn't matter. Enjoying the leeks as we go. Got lots of onions, so it's all good. It's just I can't believe they're bolting so much. I don't know if there's anything in there. I'll check that out later. It's a big plant, isn't it? Rondinese, maybe. And then down there, my kohlrabi's coming. Somewhere in there, yeah. There's some of those. There's some of the blonde beets are in there too. Celery, using that all the time. And the broad beans, I've got to pull some of those, but also the ones just going to seed. There's another sunflower there. Cool. And these just left, as I say, they'll just be seed. And I've got enough peas that I'll just let these be more seed for me. So then we'll hop over. The strawberry bed is done, of course. So we'll go there. Leek. I had pulled a lot of carrots and things from here because I had the wee Parisians, so I've eaten a lot of those. Parsley or... yeah, I'd say so. Swiss chards had a hard time this year. But it's going to be cooler now, so it'll start kicking in. But I've had to just pull dried out leaves, really. You can see a lot there. Successions of lettuce. And a leek, I think. And a leek. Late ones. Succession carrots. I threw some beans in here. I just had extra, and I thought I had room anyway, and I stuck them there. Celery. Lovely little flower. Hello, sunflower. Aren't they pretty? I've got a great plant over there that's just non-stop. There's a bunch of heads on that, so. Bolted lettuce, and lettuce still coming up now. I think I'm going to do the seed for these. I've just left them. I would have pulled these by now, but... any of you who've done lettuce seed, let me know. Surely I can manage that, I hope. These are successions, carrots. They're coming along now, actually. Some dill, some more leeks, squash. This is I've lost a lot of beets in here. Don't want to talk about it anymore. And of course I have herbs everywhere. So this is right there is thyme and a wee sage in there. I've been harvesting those, making sure I don't waste anything. The beans, wow, I was going to do a whole thing on the beans, but I think they're going to be over by the time I get back. Massive amount of beans. able to give a lot away, and able to, I've already refrigerated a lot because I found some great meals that I really love with the beans. I think will be okay when they're frozen. I don't like frozen beans, you've probably heard me say. So I've got, let's see if I can go through some of these. No, that's not good. I've left the big ones, they're already going to seed in here. So we've got, this one is called, oh, I'm not even going to remember any of them. This is the Mohawk, early Mohawk it's called. So now I'm going to just get those for dried beans. These all work in dried beans, most of them. This is Jim's Dandy. No, it's not, it's Drew's Dandy. Drew's Dandy. They've been great. They do have a string to them, so do the Mohawk. And no problem, I just pull the string off as we cook them. So they're great cooked, or now they're going on, probably since I'm going to be away, for the dried beans, which is very exciting for me. I really want more dried beans. I have eaten all of these. There's probably some still left, but really eating the golden wax and the normal string beans. Really cleaning those out, and they've been great. Yeah, really great. They're still, I can't find them, but they're filled with beans. Then I have a Polish pea bean, and they are starting to look, I've eaten a few of them, they're fine. They are starting to look like you can see the peas in them. I'm not going to find one, of course, that looks like it is. Yeah, you can see. I guess that's why they call it, they plump out. Now this is a small one, but as they get bigger you'll see. Don't know what I've got there. Wheat or flour, not sure. And then I had, hang on, did I get that thing? These are everywhere, it's a snapdragon, or a wild one. Then I had French beans. They're beautiful. I just gave some away, so let's see if we can find any. I've really tried to cull through these. I don't want to waste anything. That's a big one, but they're beautiful French beans. Lovely, thin normally, and gorgeous. Then we have just the borlotti, but I've got some, not there. So again, leaving those to go for dried beans. So this is filled with borlottis. And then over here finally is, and I'm finding some of these, I don't know what's happening here. Not liking something, probably dryness, I don't know. But these are called, and they are for dried beans. So I'm leaving those, the cattle. What do you call them? Something cattle bean. So I'm excited to see how those turn out. This sunflower just slays me. I'm going to save seeds. I don't believe I had a seed that had anything that said it had a million heads on it. I've pulled 4 tomatoes so far from this plant. Poor wee thing looks like it's starved to death, and it is, but they're turning red, and as I say, I've pulled 4 and they're gorgeous. These are my sugar snap, pulled them all. These are now just for seeds. Really enjoyed those actually. Ate those as we went. Didn't freeze any of those. So leeks and possibly celery, possibly parsley, carrots, definitely parsnips, leeks. Oh, there's some coming. That's rondinese. Praying that the wee little rodent doesn't get those. This is certainly a different one, but I don't know what this squash is going to be. Nothing's pollinated there yet, but it's definitely different. That looks like a baby Brussels sprout coming up. I don't know how he survived, and there's a Brussels sprout. So that's good. I lost a lot of Brussels sprouts to the mouse. Here's my onions. I mentioned earlier they could be larger, and they're not. Lack of rain. There's some leeks in the front. Squash there. Some of them, don't get me wrong, look gorgeous. But totally down to my lack of watering these. And same with goes for my upper bed. I have a lot more up there. They're coming along. Just going to leave those. They'll die back. I'm only gone a week. We'll see how those are doing. In here, I have, that looks like a beauty, doesn't it? Okay, so some of them are good. I have a squash plant growing within there, and the poor thing has had many, many squash. There's one there that didn't make it. They're not getting pollinated because it rains every time. It's just not working. A couple of carrot buckets looking worse for wear because of the lack of rain. This is a crazy pea. Harvested a lot of those because it came later. So still eating from this pea plant actually. And here's some squash, a couple of them. I don't know, collard maybe, or a cabbage. I'm guessing that might be. Tomato plants. They're starting to produce the tomatoes, so better late than never, but that's my Newfoundland outdoors. And that's what they do, lots of leeks. I do have a lot of leeks, I'm okay with those. But there are tomatoes coming everywhere now, but I don't know if I can show you them all, but they're coming. So hopefully we'll see some reds there soon. Flower, we'll see. And this has the pole beans. So they're doing their thing. Climbing up. Looking for more room to go, it looks like. Yep. They've wrapped all around my tomato plants. I don't mind. Go for it. They can may the best man survive there, but they are all around my tomatoes. Yeah, so this is not going to be a bad year, you know, for me. I don't expect much from my tomatoes. The heat has improved my normal. Oh, that doesn't look... Oh no, he's just injured. He's okay. This is stuck together. That's 3 all in one. And there's the pole beans. Looking good. But crazy. Then we go, speaking of crazy, potato beds. I have more up the other end, but I've been pulling from those. And I'm sure I'll do just fine with potatoes. Haven't really been watering these. Can't get down here. Well, I can, but I'm not been. And then this, my husband was supposed to promise he would do this. I can't even get at this bed. So, yeah, they're on their own. That's that. But my purple Peruvian, they've flowered, they're finished. They're all going to start going yellow, I notice. All of them are. And that's about it. There's spinach. Oh, my goodness, that didn't take long. Well, I just put spinach in there. Guess the temperature was right. It likes cold, and we've had a couple of cold snaps there. So, that's me outdoors. So those are my beds. Made this a long one, I'm sorry. Have a great week, and I hope my garden hangs tight for a week.